Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to PACAC's Keystone Virtual College Exploration. I'm very excited to have with us today Tanisha from University of Arizona, and she's going to share some fun facts about the University of Arizona with us. If you do have questions for her, please use the Q&A feature, and she or one of her associates will be able to answer your questions there. This presentation will run about 45 minutes. I'm going to share my screen real quickly with just to make sure I've covered all the bases for the introduction. And just a reminder, yes, your camera and microphone are off. But if you choose to sign up for more sessions, we would love you to do that. And you can do that right through the link that you signed up for this one. And then as well, all the recordings of previous sessions, as well as this one, will be available at that link. So please don't hesitate to go back to www.pacac.org/virtual. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to Tanisha and enjoy the University of Arizona. Thank you very much, Tanisha.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you guys so much for coming. Once again, my name is Tanisha Blackwell. Thank you, of course, for joining. And of course, joining with me is my colleague, Ms. Kiana Reed.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Kiana Reed. I myself am the Northeast Regional Recruiter for the University of Arizona. So I'm going to be helping to just moderate today. So I'll be in the background and I'll hand it back over to Tanisha.
Thank you, Kiana. As she mentioned, she is the Northeast Regional Recruiter, and I am actually the Southeast Regional Recruiter. We are based in New York and also Atlanta. Of course, when it comes to any additional questions that you guys might have, whether it's through the presentation or even after, please do not hesitate to reach out to us either by the specific email address that we have, and we'll also share our contact information if you want to connect with us directly. So we will go ahead and get started, and the presentation will last no more than about 30 minutes, at the most, of course, 45. And if you guys have any questions, we'll be sure to answer those at the end. All right, so we will go ahead and get started. So just to give you guys an overview of what we'll be looking at today, we're going to take a look at our academic programs that we have at Arizona, along with our student success services, along with campus life, housing, scholarship opportunities, and of course, the application process as well. Now, when it comes to the University of Arizona, I always tell students, a lot of them are questioning exactly where Tucson is. And I always tell them we are, of course, the University of Arizona is located in Tucson. It was actually Arizona's first university, established in 1885. And the building that a lot of our students were actually housed in was actually called Old Main. So with that, there were literally everything that they needed, whether it was housing, classroom, labs, dining rooms, or dining halls, they were located in that one building. And as I mentioned, obviously, we only had 3 students. So since then, we've definitely grown. So of course, today our campus has grown to about 1 square mile since that one building. So within that square mile, you'll have access to everything that you need as a student, including all of your classes, residence halls, shopping centers, restaurants, and even a movie theater as well. So I always tell students there's a lot to do on campus. And in addition to that, we also have, we're growing in size, physical size, such as our student body. So of course, since our 3 students, we've actually grown tremendously. So we now have a little over 45,000 students. 35,000 of those students were actually our undergraduate students. So among those that are here on campus, we're extremely proud of our inclusive excellence, with over 40% of our students identifying as diverse and a freshman class of about 8,000. So that is likely a little bit larger than a lot of your high schools, along with community colleges as well. And of course, as a larger institutions, surprisingly, we are still able to keep a good student average class size. So with that, we have about a 20 to 29 average student to faculty ratio, class size. And even as we continue to grow, the UA remains committed to giving our students that individualized experience in the classroom. So all of your English, math, and of course, second language classes are going to be right around about 35 students. And of course, once you get a little farther up into your major classes, that is going to get even smaller. So our student to faculty ratio is actually 15 to 1, which is is amazing for a large university of our size. And that doesn't mean that that you're not going to have some of your larger lecture classes primarily in your freshman year, but traditionally when you do, that class will have a weekly discussion section taught by a graduate or research student, research assistant. So they reiterate what the professor covered in the main class, so you all have the opportunity to close out the week all on the same page. So fun fact, some of our colleges or majors have even seen student to faculty ratios that are smaller. So for example, the College of Fine Arts has a student to faculty ratio of about a 9-to-1, which is phenomenal if you're wanting to get that one-on-one relationship with your faculty member. So of our 250 plus majors at the undergraduate, graduate, and post-grad levels, some of our more popular programs that we're looking at, we're definitely taking a look at our health sciences, engineering, our Eller School of Management, which is our business school, and also very competitive as well, along with agriculture, social sciences, and the fine arts as well. So basically from the fine arts to the sciences, we're seeing our students doing a lot of great things. They're also either major and minoring or even double majoring in a lot of these areas as well. So because we are a tier 1 research 1 institution, there are tremendous opportunities to complete world-changing research right alongside our internationally renowned professors. So what I've actually been able to see with a lot of our great students, some of them with the research that they've actually conducted with our faculty members, guys, they've actually graduated as published researcher. And I don't know about you guys, but that's phenomenal. So when it comes to graduate school or even going to the workforce, you can literally tell your either your future employer or even on your application that you actually conducted research and you are actually published. So phenomenal. So there are tons of advantages to being at a large public land grant university such as Arizona as our size. So with over 20 colleges, over 100 majors, and over 200 minors in program options, the University of Arizona is committed to helping you achieve your education and career dreams. So some example of this is the BA in law was the first in the nation. So it's part of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences, which is also known as being the People's College. So this college also allows students to double dip. So it only takes a few extra courses to get a degree in both law and political science, or even criminal justice as well. Also, pre-business is the largest major for incoming first-year students. As I mentioned, is very competitive as well. So students, they actually spend 2 years in their prerequisite pre-business program courses or their foundational courses. And before applying to their specific major of their choice in the Eller College of Management, they would complete those prerequisites and then, of course, apply into their direct major. So also our undeclared, for those students who aren't too exactly sure which area they want to go into, for undeclared, it's actually the second most popular major for our incoming first year students. So these students do specific major exploration with the wonderful advisors in the ACE Center. So with this, they basically help to guide you through some of these courses and kind of try and figure out exactly major wise which area you want to go into. So for those of you who are undecided, or those who want to actually explore your options, degree search is a phenomenal tool to actually help you in your journey. So before you even start your application, or even after, you can jump on this website and it'll actually help you narrow down your options based on your interests, your personal characteristics, or even how much math or second language you feel that you actually want to take, because that does differ from major to major. So 100% of our student engagement is an office that actually focuses solely on helping students find ways to take what they are learning in the classroom and actually applying it to real world situations. So these real world situations could be either an internship opportunity, a job, a capstone course, volunteering, student government, or even research as well. So each engagement opportunity looks different depending on your college, your major, and even your future goals. But the basic idea of the program is that students receive the hands-on experience necessary to be 100% ready to move on to their course, to either graduate school, their careers, or professional school as well. So one of the ways that we know the University of Arizona provides a world-class education is because we have the honor of being a member in the Association of American Universities. As the preeminent research-intensive higher education organization, the AAU, as we call it, is an exclusive club of 65 colleges and universities. So these actually include Harvard to Yale to UC Berkeley, that actually focus on providing research opportunities to their students. So as the only member in the state of Arizona, we receive access to grants, research, and unique opportunities that students will find that they will not be able to find anywhere else. So today I have just a few examples of the research that our students are actually doing on campus. And as I mentioned before, this is phenomenal research that students can actually add to their resume and also talk and discuss even after they've left the University of Arizona. So the first is actually the spacecraft OSIRIS-REx, the University of Arizona's second major mission with NASA. So this craft is about halfway through a 7-year journey to collect and return a sample from an asteroid. The Mission Operations Center is actually is on the University of Arizona's campus. So with students working alongside the NASA scientists. So this mission will provide over 12 years of research opportunities for our students. And secondly, as we are in the middle of a desert, the University of Arizona does a significant amount of research on water conservation as well. And last but not least, but certainly, if you are interested in studying people or the social sciences, there are a lot of great opportunities for that as well. One great example of this is our College of Education, which goes into local Tucson schools, looks at learning strategies and how to improve those for the students within the community. So great research opportunities for our students. So as you can see, Arizona prepares students for real world in countless ways. So now we've talked about all sorts of ways to get involved academically, but there are also hundreds of ways to get involved, of course, socially as well on our campus. As you guys can see, there are 600 plus clubs and organizations. I would honestly have to say the most enjoyable one for me, or more entertaining one of our clubs, would have to be our Zombie and Quidditch Club. I don't think there's anything more entertaining than seeing a group of students running around campus with their caves and their brooms and their wands and just enjoying themselves. And of course, professionally, we also have organizations as well, such as our business organization, which focuses more on connecting current students with either alumni in the Tucson community or even graduates that have been able to leave, of course, the University of Arizona and actually take a lot of what they're learning in the classroom and use that to their advantage for their career fields within the business world as well. So very beneficial. So students on campus get involved with some of the traditional pillars of college involvement and leadership, such as our student government, our Associated Students of the University of Arizona, or ASUA, basically elect student leaders to work on policy and representing the students of the campus. So our Student Athlete Club, the Zona Zoo, has consistently been rated as one of the biggest and the best in the Pac-12, and also the nation for their spirited enthusiasm as well. So students looking to take on a leadership role have many opportunities, from their resident halls council, blue chip leadership experience, or being elected to a position in any club or organization as well. And guys, this is all while either double majoring or majoring and minoring as well. So I always tell students that when it comes to our Wildcats, they are definitely doing a lot on campus and they are definitely staying active as well. So there are also 8 student cultural centers on campus that actually serve to enrich the cultural experiences on campus for all of our students as well. So each also provides academic, cultural, and personal support, as well as serve as advocacy roles for students on campus. So on top of that, our cultural resource centers host events that actually invite all students into their spaces. So one good example of this is actually an event hosted by the Guerrero Student Center called Arumas. So once a month, grandmas from Tucson come in with homemade food to hang out with the students, and literally that's it. That's all they do. They bring food and come to hang out with the students. So staff and faculty are invited as well, and it provides a great way for students to find community on campus and meet some wonderful community members from Tucson as well. And one thing I love about Arizona is that we definitely are connected to our Tucson community and vice versa. So another great way to find ways to get involved and to find your home at the University of Arizona is also to live on campus. So in addition to the convenience of living within our beautiful 1 square mile of campus, there are numerous advantages to living on campus. So on average, students who actually live on campus have a higher GPA. So with that, it's about an 8% higher GPA, or even a whole letter grade. So with this, we've seen that additionally, students have been able to also come on campus, and students who actually live on campus have about a 50% higher 4-year graduation rate, potentially saving an additional year or two of tuition over their peers who do not live on campus as well. So with our 23 dorms, I always tell students, definitely take advantage of this. You're not required to stay on campus, but it's definitely an advantage that you would want to take in comparison to staying off campus. So when it comes to our Student Success District, once completed, this district will be dedicated to student success by centralizing resources such as our wellness, advising and tutoring. And as you're going through your 4 years at the University of Arizona, you'll see how all 3 of these aspects actually are intertwined with each other and really does contribute to your success while you are on campus with us. So there are also various amenities on campus, such as our state-of-the-art recreational centers, guys. This include a rock climbing wall, a swimming pool, literally anything that you would name that you would or even think that's in a rec center. More than likely, our rec centers more than likely has them. So one of those big transitions for any college students can be moving to a new city. There are also various reasons to love Tucson. So it's also Arizona's second largest city, but one of everyone's favorite points to share is our beautiful weather. So with an average of 350 days per year of sunshine, there's lots of time to explore all of Tucson and literally what it all has to offer as well. So if you are an outdoorsy person, I always tell students throughout the country that Tucson may be best known for its beautiful mountain vistas and sunsets, cacti, and also outdoor adventures as well. There are literally thousands of miles of hiking and biking trails, perfect for everyone from the novice to the extreme adventure enthusiast. So our campus outdoor adventures, we actually have a campus outdoor adventures through the campus rec center that basically helps to organize excursions and will basically help to guide you to area hotspots that are within the area as well to get a lot of these beautiful sceneries in as well. And if you're a foodie, there's almost an endless supply of spots to explore. So Tucson was actually named the first world gastronomy city in the U.S. and is actually recognized with primarily because of their great restaurants and food culture as well. I always tell students that they're with that 23 miles of Mexican food, there is nothing comparison to anything that I've tasted, especially when I've gone to Tucson. I don't think between Mexican food and Mediterranean, I don't know which one is my favorite because they're all authentic. And I'm definitely a foodie, so I always know for sure. Of course, I always tell students when you're coming to visit campus, yes, of course, you're visiting the University of Arizona, but definitely check out the city of Tucson because there is a lot to do, especially when it comes to the great food that they have to offer. So students also have access, as I mentioned before, to downtown Tucson, and there's also a great art scenes as well. We even have Centennial Hall right on campus, which is actually where Broadway comes to Tucson literally every year as well. Of course, with a university the size of Arizona, the city really shares in our enthusiasm along with the for our spirit of the Wildcat. So on any given weekend, you'll see the UA game on TVs across town, people wearing red and blue and cheering on the city's hometown team, which is of course us, the Wildcats. So by now, we hope you've actually heard a lot of exciting information, but we want to make sure that we want to make sure that we share how you would actually be able to apply to the University of Arizona. So applying to the University of Arizona means filling out an application online. And this can take as little as 30 minutes to complete. So when you start filling out your application, you should be ready to provide as your you should be able to provide as your completed and in progress high school courses, as well as the grades that you've received in them as well. I also tell students that we are available both, of course, on our website, as you saw on the previous slide, but we're also available on Common App and Coalition. So there's 3 options as to where you can apply. Now, the next step is submitting your application, your processing fee, or your fee waiver through the website. So we'll still follow up when you actually graduate to get a transcript, since you do not have to turn those in for verification for all of our students. Students do not have to submit teacher recommendations, counselor recommendations, essays, or their resumes. Those are all optional materials that you guys can submit. Of course, a lot of students would want to add a little bit more to their application outside of just self-reporting their grades, and they do have the option to submit those additional materials. So for all of you, some of you may already be admitted and not know it. So if you are in the top 25% of your graduating class, or if you have completed your core high school course requirements with a 3.0 GPA in those core classes, you can be assured admissions to the University of Arizona. If that doesn't apply to you, know that we do a comprehensive review of all of our applicants. So what we're looking at your grades, but also what you're involved in, jobs, your optional personal statement, and the test scores if you provide them. Now, luckily for our fall 2021 application cycle, we are not looking at test scores. We are going test blind. So with that, when students actually apply and they've actually been accepted, they would know exactly, of course, if they've been accepted, then exactly how much tuition awards that they will be obtaining as well. So for anyone transferring to the University of Arizona from a community college or another university, we want to ensure that you have custom support as you join the UA. So the Student Transfer Center actually provides assistance and community to students who may may already have an understanding of the college life, but not the University of Arizona specifically. Additionally, we have the Transfer Credit and Articulation Office, which is the office that evaluates exactly which of your classes transfer over. So this is also a great research for any students completing dual enrollment courses as well, because we would need those transcripts from that specific community college or university that you're taking your courses at. So if you're looking to pursue a degree remotely, we have the University of Arizona Online. So University of Arizona Online has over 100 different bachelor's and master's degrees that are completely online. And it actually allows you to bear down from anywhere in the world in your pajamas. So this is an option for a lot of students as well. And if it is that you do want some more information, I always suggest students to visit our online at arizona.edu because they are very, very helpful. So after being admitted, there are some next steps necessary to officially become a Wildcat. So you will need to log into your Next Step Center, pay your enrollment fee, and sign up for orientation, which all is mandatory for students who are planning to attend the University of Arizona. So before actually making that decision, you also want to make sure that, excuse me, you also want to make sure that you're looking at, excuse me, oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Kiana, would you mind taking over?
Absolutely. I feel that it's a long day of lots of talking, lots of presenting. So yeah, kind of shifting gears a little bit, talking more about cost of attendance. Like Tanisha was saying, prior to deciding if you want to come to Arizona, we of course need to make sure that you have a plan. And so one of those things that kind of helps with that budgeting and that process of making this plan is something called the Guaranteed Tuition Plan. So this is a promise that we offer to all of our students. It basically means that whatever tuition and fees are set at for your first year at the University of Arizona, it's going to stay that same price for you for the entire 4 years that you're with us, or 8 consecutive semesters, depending on the path and the track you're on. So, like I said, tuition and fees specifically. So when you think about things like room and board, that's always going to kind of depend on what you select, what you choose, the price point that you're choosing for that. But tuition and fees will stay the same, even if it increases for the next incoming class, which again is just great really for that budgeting, making sure that not only are you going to be able to fund your Arizona education for that first year, but really for all 4 years.
Thank you, Kiana.
Of course.
So to get a better idea, sorry about that, guys. To get a better idea of what your estimated cost of attendance might be, I always suggest students to check out our net price calculator. So here you can put in your specific
You're good. You're good. You can put in your specific information, whether it be FAFSA information, resident information. So putting in if you're an Arizona resident or not, putting in the term that you'd be applying for. You can even put in things like your grades to see what you might be eligible for merit scholarships. And it just gives you a better idea of what the cost will be looking like. Now, for cost of attendance, on our website, you can find some information. Just note that the official cost of attendance for fall 2021 has not been updated quite yet. That information will be coming down in the new year, so keep an eye out for that. And then we have a ton of scholarship opportunities. Fun fact, about 90% of our students at Arizona are receiving some form of scholarship or financial aid. So okay, perfect. So this is what we call our merit tuition awards. So you can see there that it's broken down by GPA and broken out into resident Wildcat awards. So that's for students who are residents of the state of Arizona. And then there's also the non-resident Arizona award. So that's students that are not residents of the state of Arizona. And so with the merit scholarships, those are scholarships that you're automatically considered for when you apply. So whatever that core unweighted 6-semester GPA falls, that's the amount that you're going to be considered for automatically. And then when you get accepted, we'll let you know how much we've awarded to you based off of those. But then after your merit awards, while that's automatic, we love that. We also have Scholarship Universe, and this is something that you can kind of take the next step with. So once you get accepted to Arizona, you get access to this portal, and this is a scholarship portal that's just for University of Arizona students. So basically, you get accepted, you can go in there, you can create an account, you get paired up with any scholarships that you're eligible for, and then you can decide which ones you'd like to apply for. And the key there is once you get accepted. So you don't have to wait until you're officially committed to apply for those. Then, of course, financial aid is huge. And that's what that statistic, 90% of students is really focusing on, is that financial aid. So of course, we encourage all students to submit the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA, by the March 1st priority deadline. Not only does the FAFSA, look at what loans and federal grants you're available or eligible for rather, but also it gives us some information so we can see if you might be eligible for additional institutional grants that we wouldn't be able to consider for you for otherwise. But if there's other things, other questions you have about financial aid, we definitely encourage you to head over to our financial aid website, connect with a financial aid counselor to go over some of those more specific questions. And then finally, first I'll say thank you all again for being here, because this is technically one of the many types of virtual visit and info session opportunities that are being offered kind of across the board. I keep reiterating to students that right now is a great time, because while it's a bummer we can't have you on campus for tours and stuff, a lot of colleges are more accessible than they ever have been before. And I know we see that a lot on our campus as well. So if you head over to arizona.edu/visit, you'll be able to take a look at all of our virtual visit opportunities. We have a great virtual tour to kind of give you a better glimpse of campus beyond just what's behind me and Tanisha here today. There's also opportunities to attend a college-specific info session. So if you want to learn more about our business majors, pop into a Eller College of Business info session. They have their schedule on the website, kind of list out the different times and dates that they offer those. And that's a great way to learn a little bit more specifically about a certain major or field of study on campus. We also have some fun things going on our socials, including our Ask a Wildcat series. So on our Instagram, every Tuesday, we have a current student go live and just answer questions that you post during the live or that we've collected throughout the week. So you get a little bit more of a student perspective. Another thing I will mention about getting a student perspective, right now, we also have the opportunity for you to set up a one-on-one either video or phone call appointment with a current student. So that's definitely something that we've seen to be very popular and something we encourage all students to do. And then, of course, right now with everything that's going on, it's really important for you to be able to know what campus is looking like. And so if you head over to covid19.arizona.edu, you can read up about some of the newest updates and information, especially for students who are applying, and especially as we get closer, to the start of fall 2021, that's where a lot of that new information is going to be posted. And thank you once again. This is the general admissions contact information. Tanisha and I can also share our personal information. But like she said in the beginning, we have a ton of different recruiters. We're all here to be of assistance to you, to be resources and to answer your questions so that you are able to make a good educated decision on whether or not Arizona might be the place for you. But at this point, I think we're gonna open it up for some questions.
I know we do have a couple of several attendees on, but so it looks like you guys did one heck of a thorough presentation. So thank you very, very much, Tanisha. I hope that frog in your throat managed to find a new location.
I have no clue where that came from. Thank you, Kiana, for coming back, because it was about to be gone, guys.
But before I close things out, last call, if there are any attendees do have some questions, now would be the time to post those. And certainly, if you're not sure you have questions right now, but a couple occur to you as you move into other information sessions, please don't hesitate to reach out to University of Arizona with those questions. So to both of you, once again, thank you very, very much for taking the time to share information about University of Arizona. I hope you guys stay well and stay healthy. And again, my thanks on behalf of PACAC for being a part of this session. To the attendees who are still on, I wanted you to know that at the close of this, there will be a very short survey, only about 4 questions. And if you could answer that, I'd greatly appreciate it. And as well, certainly a recording of this, as well as recordings of other sessions will be available through www.pacac.org/virtual. So thanks to both of you. Have a terrific afternoon and take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.